Welcome to the All Seeing Guys. I am Greg.
And I am Joe.
And this is a podcast called the All Seeing Guys. Welcome, join us.
Already. You do that now.
Sorry?
That's what you do now. You fuck it up.
I know, I like it. It's my new trade.
No, you say All Seeing Guys, then you say us.
I know.
It's just you're like, it's the other way around.
Oh, well, it's all right. It's still the mess. As long as confused people know what podcast
we're 59 episodes in now. I've had enough of this.
I think this is episode 60.
Is it?
I think so.
It's not enough of a milestone to celebrate. Nothing special this one.
No, just another run of the mill.
Move along.
Nothing
to listen to here.
We're just going to sit here and talk amongst ourselves. Feel free to listen if you like. We'd be doing this if they're on mics here or not.
We did that last week and it turned out pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that was good actually. Before we go into geese dropping,
yeah,
it's not really a geese drop. I want to share a little story. Something happened to me. I know I did message you about this, but
yeah.
I was
Greg? What's been happening?
I was in the newsagent.
Hang on, let me set this up for you real quick. Greg, how you been? What you been up to this week? Anything?
Just work.
Report?
Just work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything outside of work?
Yeah, well, strange enough, yes. Right outside of work, almost. I went to the
segues, Joe
I
Jackson.
went to the newsagent near work.
Yeah.
And I was in there, and there was a woman in there, and she was
Getting
buying loads of random stuff. Like, not random stuff, she was buying like quite a lot of stuff, but had no basket. It was all in her arms.
Oh,
and I was just like, she's going to drop
I
something.
hate doing that. When you go shopping, you think you don't need a basket.
And then you end up
buying a fuckload.
That's it. She was like that.
So I dropped that rum.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That was a fun time. And in a supermarket, Waitrose, in fact. Anyway, she was carrying like jars and shit, and I was like, she's going to drop all that. Anyway, I was in the queue, and she kind of came up.
Was she in front of you?
She was in front of me, yeah. And I kept seeing her looking at me. And eventually she turned around and was like, "You right?" And I was like,
ugh.
"Yeah." You?
just like, yep.
She went,
about to get in a conversation with a crazy person.
She was like, "Not really, no.
Ah.
I've got broken ribs." I was like, "Oh." She went, "I was meant to get married today."
That seems like something you should be preparing for.
Yeah. Today was meant to be my wedding day. But my husband-to-be beat me up.
Brilliant.
I was like, "Oh, right." Like,
that escalates quickly.
She's like, "The police have moved me here."
Is that why she had broken ribs?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, "The police have moved me here.
From where?
Keep me safe."
Where
I
from?
don't know this area. Is there a certain... And she was asking, she was like, I need to find a supermarket. And then she was next to be served. And she put her stuff on the counter. And the guy on the counter, the newsagent, was just like, "How are you?"
Don't, mate. No, don't go there.
She was just like, "Not great.
Not great.
Got broken ribs.
Just the whole spiel.
Meant to get married today." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ." And he was like, "Oh," and she got all the way to the supermarket bit. And he was just like, "Oh," and I know there's a supermarket, literally.
Yeah, there's a big Sainsbury's, just down the road.
There's also a massive Tesco's. Like, it's down the road from us, this big Tesco's. And she's like, "I need a proper big supermarket." And he's like, No, there's a little Tesco's. I'm thinking, he must know. He lives here. He must know there's a big fucking Tesco's.
No, I want her custom.
And then he's like, "I think you might have to go to Kingston." And then she was just like, "Oh, how do I get there?" He's like, the bus outside.
If she got on the bus, she would pass the Tesco's.
This is it. He's like, there's a... No, she wouldn't pass the big one. This is quite a big one. And she was just like, "Oh, what bus?" He's like, "Oh, it's out there." She went, "Okay, just sell Oyster cards." He was like, "No."
No, of course not.
Even though I'm right next to the fucking bus stop, I probably should.
Yeah, that's a fucking win, isn't it?
Yeah, and then she left, and I went up to the counter, and he was like, "How are you?" And he's like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "I bet you regret asking her that." He was just laughing like, God.
He's like, "Oh yeah, it's very good, sir."
What's so surreal just to be like, just
yeah.
I don't know if she's meant to be meant to move me in to keep me safe. Is she meant to be telling everyone?
Probably not. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a sort of.
And also, if you got broken ribs, why are you carrying all that shit? You're carrying loads in your arms right now.
Jamming it into your ribs.
You'd be in a lot more pain. You'd be in a lot more pain.
Yeah. It's a lot of bullshit by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I don't believe for a second she was getting married that day.
Oh, a nice Friday wedding. Lovely.
That seems to have happened all very suddenly.
Yeah.
Unless it happened, like the beating happened prior.
Well, I
don't know.
Moved there. They could have cancelled the wedding ages ago. I don't know. Maybe they'd moved away before.
She needs to fucking let go, didn't she?
Or she's just wandering around being
in agony, aunt.
Maybe that. You know what? I'll finally.
She was definitely in agony.
I'll probably bump into her again, and she'll just be like, "Broken ribs.
Yeah.
Today's meant to be my wedding," and she's like in a Groundhog Day loop.
Or she'll have an entirely new story set up. And she'll just be like,
I was meant to go paragliding today.
I've been living in the Caribbean for 8 years. They've moved me here now. I don't know where I am.
It's my 18th birthday tomorrow. I can tell you it's not, man. Like, stop lying to me.
I can tell you right now it is not your 18th birthday.
Stop lying to me. Go.
Who are you? What do you want?
Oh, well, best of luck to you.
No.
Thing is, my response to it...
Get fucked.
My response when she left was, all right, cool, hope it gets better.
Hope it gets better. I hope your life gets better.
I hope it gets better. I can only go up from here. Sun's out sort of today.
That's a hell of a...
The sun's sort of kind of out. It's a good day for you.
It's a hell of an interaction to have, isn't it?
I should have said that. Oh. Weather's quite nice today, isn't it? That's what I probably should have said.
With my time of not being in employment, I should have just fucking walked around and listened to people like more, but I haven't. Just stayed in because I don't like the idea of people.
Well, you definitely went out and overheard people the other day because we went up London. And
yeah,
that
we
brings
did.
us to Geese Dropping.
Having a listen.
Having a listen. We went up London to meet Joe's sister the other day.
Yep.
Shout out, Amy.
Fun. Shout out.
And we stopped by...
I can't believe we didn't get the Zoom mic out and just do an episode.
I know, we should have. And we stopped by a pub we always start in. We always go to this pub when we got London ready for our first beer of the day.
Yeah.
What is the name of that pub?
I don't know.
No idea. I have no idea. We've been there, 3 times or so, and I don't even know what it's called.
Nah, I never.
I never look at the sign.
I know where we go because it's just after the restaurant, but I've never fucking clocked it.
No, I've never.
It's just down that. It's just down the.
We sit right underneath it.
What is it? It's down the alleyway near.
It's the square.
Yeah,
it's by
right near
it's by the theatre there.
Fucking great watching.
Oh yeah,
spot.
really, it's like a cool little wide sort of alley.
For some reason, it's I don't know. It's just so satisfying just seeing people walking past this street that you're sat on drinking a beer.
And there's a shop like a stall at the end that sells all the I Love London t-shirts and stuff. So you always see the tourists.
Like, you sir, £2 2 for 1 special.
While we were sat there having our beers, a big issue holder came up.
Oh, dude,
a big issue seller came up.
This guy
to
was
us.
so good.
And he came up to the table next to us and was just like...
He looked like the dad from Steptoe and Son. But like a slightly younger version.
Yeah,
but he had that face. That's, when he does the scrawled up face, he's all squinty and horrible.
And he
looked like that
he
constantly.
came onto the table next to us and was just like... held up the big issue and was like, do you want to buy some crap?
Yeah. He said that to the first couple.
Yeah. And we were just like, oh, and he chatted for a while. And he's like,
that's a different approach.
He's like, fair enough. And he got to us. And just went, you want to buy a load of crap so I can buy marijuana?
But it was afterwards, it was just the little smile he gives. It was just like, I'm chatting this down. Oh, it was just so good. Do you want to buy marijuana?
And then he came back and was like, I don't really spend it on marijuana. I'm actually very intelligent. And then started telling us about his IQ and stuff.
I liked it because it was just like, no, I'm good, man, but I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, I said to him, I was like, mate, great sales pitch. I really like the sales pitch. It was really good.
It brought us all together. And then he went to that last lady and then he was just like, do you want to buy some crap? And then it was like, she was actually going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then he started, and then once she was actually getting her money out, he just went, there is actually some really good stuff in here.
He came back and told us, it's actually all right. It's actually pretty good.
And then he was just like, I've got an IQ of like 137 or something like that. And it's just like, okay,
cool. I can tell.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not too sure.
You're like an evil genius with your wit and your big issue in your hand.
Yeah, he's saving up to buy a nuke so he can threaten the world.
I liked him. I enjoyed him. He didn't make me feel like, oh, fuck off. I was actually quite I enjoy you interacting with us.
I nearly gave him some money, but didn't want a copy of the big issue. I was just like, you know what? This is for you.
This is for you, not for the big issue. Put this in your pocket.
Don't give this to the big issue, people. Put this in your pocket. This is a sly one.
If I see you buying marijuana,
yeah, you better buy fucking marijuana.
Yeah, nothing else. I want to see the spuds. The spuds.
I would have subbed him a 20 for that.
At the end.
I was like, come back. It's like, come back. Get Rizzler as well.
And roll it. Actually, no, I'll do it. I don't trust your tongue.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Another geese trip I heard.
Homeless spit.
Geese trip I heard was actually in the very bus stop outside the newsagent where the wedding day woman happened.
Oh, Christ, okay.
I was stood there at the bus stop and this guy walked past with his shirt off. He was quite ripped actually, and he walked past. And he was young. It was
unnecessarily cold.
It was like on his. It wasn't that warm though. It was on like his hands free on his phone, and he walked past. And as he went past, he looked at his reflection in the bus. And I could see him like flexing his fucking shoulders.
Instant dickhead.
Like straight into his spine. I could hear him on the phone going, "Yeah, my chest has definitely got a bit flatter, you know."
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh Jesus.
His tits are getting smaller.
He walked back shortly afterwards, been to the shop, still just on the phone. But then the next day, when I was down the same parade of shops, I looked in, I saw him in the cafe. The cafe there is called Belly Busters.
Oh, yeah.
I saw him in there, again, with his shirt off, just sat in the cafe. And opposite, it was like a table of girls who were like, eee.
God, you know what he's done? He's gone in there. If he's gone in there and taken his t-shirt off whilst he's sat down, that would be the worst thing.
I didn't see the t-shirt in question, but I did just glance.
Fucking ball bag.
I did just glance. I wasn't going to hang around.
There's no need to be sat there in just like shorts or jeans with your top off. It's not necessary. Not indoors.
I remember as a kid going to get my hair cut.
What benefit is there? Like, you're not getting tanned. Like, what benefit is there of you being topless in a cafe?
So anyone listening now who just heard you talking, and in the middle of it, me just go, I remember as a kid going to get my hair cut. Yeah. And then you just carry on. I'm just
I wasn't finished.
But anyone listening is going to be like, it's weird, Greg. Is he right? What a weird comment to make during Joe's story. Can you imagine if I just didn't mention it again? I didn't actually tell the story.
I remember I had some choice haircuts when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh mate, I need to dig them out.
But that wasn't
some of them were fucking.
I keep them all after I'm
done. Some of them are fucking disasters.
No, but I was arriving there to get my hair cut, and as I got there was this guy in there, young guy with his shirt off. I was a kid at the time, kicking off. And he stormed out the door and he kind of pushed past me. And the owner was just... Actually, the guy who cut my hair was actually a substitute teacher at my school. So he taught me a few times, yeah.
That's weird.
And he was like, oh, look at that guy. And I was just like, well, yeah. And he's like, can't believe it. Walking into a barber shop without a shirt on, expecting a haircut. And that's what had happened.
Fucking hell.
I'm glad they didn't stand for it, though. I'm glad they didn't
stand for it. Yeah, he's going to get fucking hair all over himself. It's going to be horrible.
I just see security guards in Bentals telling loads of people to put their shirts back on. Guys with their shirts back on.
Why? There's no need to be topless out indoors unless you're in like a gay club. Like, it's the only respectable place to actually take your top off.
And my final gears drop takes me further down the road.
Yeah.
See, I've gone on the bus and I've gone a few stops down. I'm now in the mini Tesco's. Oh, it's a little adventure in it, the skis drop. I'm now in the mini Tesco's.
Did you see your new mate in there?
Who's my
Did
new
she make
mate?
it that far?
Oh, I know. No, I was in the little one. Hopefully that's not the one she would have gone to.
The broken whip.
The broken whip.
The broken whip though.
I was in Tesco's and there was a guy who worked there and like obviously a couple of his friends had come to see him.
Yeah.
Some girl and some guy who were probably about, I don't know, fucking 18 or so, who looked like they were dressed up to go drink cider on the street. Probably about 16 or 17 actually.
Dressed up to go and drink cider on the street.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What are you doing tonight? Oh, going down the alleyway.
Yeah.
We're gonna
there was a few of their friends outside.
Someone's bringing a can of Lynx for us.
There was a few of their friends outside drinking. I think they're probably trying to get their mate to get them booze who worked there. And they were chatting, and he was like, I've got to go. And they left, and then she looked at like the snacks to go cabinet, and I just heard her out of nowhere just go, oh my God, they do the best raps here. Just out of nowhere.
Priorities.
And then she's like, actually, and she called her mate back and was asking about them. I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, leave him alone.
All this talk about raps.
Yeah. Are there any fresh ones? Fucking, it's like 5 o'clock on a fucking Tuesday.
Nah, there's nothing fresh. Not at 5 o'clock.
Do you have any geese jobs despite you said you weren't out listening much?
Not that I can remember.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
have I told you one that I'm supposed to remember?
No, not at all.
No, I got nothing once again. I haven't really left the house much.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't even think of anything.
Yes, I heard Kaz making coffee this morning.
I did want us when we were in London and we were sat down in the pub. I did see we saw those two girls walking past, and I could. You could hear them talking, but it was nothing particularly they were mentionable.
They'd been somewhere to watch a show or something, and one of them was going, "It was rubbish." You know what? I actually wanted to walk out, and the other one going, "There was no one in there. All the chairs are empty." And I was like, God,
but they were like two dolled
just sitting in an empty
pretty
theatre.
dolled up girls, like either from the Essex or Kent area. I can't quite decide. But I just wanted to like follow them, just because eventually they were going to say something brilliant.
I think they would have been good geese dropping material, absolutely. Because I heard that bit and was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that's going on that story.
I wonder. I just feel like they're the kind of women that talk about someone's like sexual escapades whilst walking down a very, very busy street.
Or loud in a theatre.
Yeah,
that's why it's empty. And left because they were just talking so loudly.
Yeah, she freaked out when he got it in his eye.
He only gave me chlamydia twice, didn't he?
Twice. They've cancelled each other out, I'm pretty sure of it.
Fine, that's how it works, isn't it? You get one STD to kill
chlamydia, then you get it again and it wipes it out. It's like if you pour like red wine on a white shirt and then you put white wine on it, it gets rid of it.
You know, it's like the friend of my friend, it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you have like, you know, a small STD, you have to get a bigger one that'll get rid of the smaller one for you.
It bullies it.
But then you have the new one. Nah, it doesn't work that way. It leaves
It leaves once its job's done.
This episode is, again, we're going a bit solid topic, but not really. We're going a bit genre topic this episode. I've been on a bit of an X-Files kick recently.
Yeah, you were talking about that. We were having a conversation the other night.
Your sister,
talking about X-Files.
Yeah, I was saying I was listening to the audio book they've done with, I say it's more of a play. There's all the cast in it, which is pretty cool. But Duchovny has not bought his acting game. No. I don't think it's an audio book, but he's just so uninfused.
Do you get the sense that maybe he was laying down in bed?
Sometimes, but it's
everyone Skyped in to do it, and he was just like, "I'm not getting out of bed."
He just sometimes sounds so uninfused. Like when he delivers jokes and stuff, it's not. It's like he's just saying them. Yeah. Like. When there's a shootout,
doesn't really have that Mulder delivery to it.
Yeah, there's a big shootout, and you just can hear him go, "I'm okay." I ducked down behind the table. It's like, wow, you sound like you're in a proper shootout, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, besides the point, that took me down a bit of an X-Files kick, and I thought for this episode it'd be quite fun to do a paranormal based episode.
We're going to look into the paranormal, are we?
Yeah, it's Bum 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 bum. Yes, Mulder.
It was slightly out of key, so we're not going to get sued for copyright.
Exactly, that's why we did that. This week we have it all. We have ghosts, aliens, creatures, and more.
Wow.
Yeah.
Creatures.
There's a lot going. Yeah, some creatures, mate. Yeah. I can't go too
I'm
fucking.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done an episode like this before.
No,
I don't know why we haven't.
We've not really talked about ghosts.
We've
talked about aliens, I think, previously, maybe
here and there.
It was probably just some stupid story. I've just realised I've got this Nicolas Cage pillow, and it's sat.
I put it there. That's how I put it.
Yeah, but it's just how it's pressed into the duvet.
We're not in bed together.
No, we're not in bed together.
It sounds like we're in bed together right now.
Great. Imagine that. Imagine if we made people think we were in bed whilst we did this podcast. Just a couple of mates in bed together. No big deal.
Just chilling out under the duvet with our sleeping hats on.
Not a problem.
No. Yeah. We're in the living room.
Looking like bananas in pyjamas.
There's just a spare duvet on the other chair in the room.
It's just Nicolas Cage.
And pressed up,
pillow.
it's one of those old Victorian paintings of Nicolas Cage, but done as a pillow. It's good actually. It looks like a painting.
I'm going to take a photo.
It looks legit. Please hold while Joe takes a photo of said setup.
I can do two things.
So with the paranormal episode, I thought maybe we'd start a bit light.
Okay.
We're going to start a bit light.
What are we going to start with?
We're starting with experts provide scientific evidence that alien mummies found in Peru are real.
Alien mummies? Interesting.
Yes.
Mummified aliens?
Yes.
Preserved in bandages, I'm assuming.
I guess so.
Don't do a film about that, did they?
Probably.
Peruvian mummified aliens? Sick. I'd watch that film. You know I'd watch that film.
Now, I find with these sort of articles, you come across people's professions which just sound made up.
Yeah.
And probably are. Anyway, a UFOologist, author, and paranormal researcher. So this is one person.
That's a made up title.
Yeah, that's why I said it. A UFOologist, author, and paranormal researcher argues that he has discovered the remains of beings not from Earth near the famous Nazca lines in Peru, proving how aliens once lived on Earth among us. A Russian scientist from the National Research University in St. Petersburg who has participated in the study. They put study in quotations. And he says, obviously, this is not fake.
There's a very skeptical fucking writer of this article, isn't it?
One of the most famous paranormal journalists and UFOologists in America argues that 5 mummified bodies discovered in the last couple of months are alien in nature and seem to be closer to reptiles than humans. There's an X-ray of one.
Oh, yeah, that looks weird. Looks like a monkey.
Yeah.
Oh.
It could be a monkey.
So they've unwrapped them and everything, then, they've unwrapped the mummies.
Oh, yeah, they're out, man. They got up, they're fine. Now they're having a cracking adventure in 2017. Speaking in an interview...
We have this thing called television. Yes, we've had that for 3,000 years.
Speaking in an interview, the UFOologist said, they found they dropped that a lot. We confirm with scientific...
It doesn't sound right when you say it.
I know.
Because
UFO is written in capitals.
Yeah,
well,
ufologist?
UFO... It could be a off-fologist. No,
UFOologist. It just doesn't sound right when you say it like that.
Ufologist.
Because it's like UFOologist.
Ufologist.
It's two O's, so then it'd be ufologist.
Ufologist. Anyway, the Foolagers has confirmed with scientific evidence the existence of beings from another world. Before it was possibly, now is a reality. He added when speaking about the existence of aliens on Earth. So how that they were found in human tombs.
What?
Yeah. mummies.
Is there a suggestion as to how old they are?
Yes. I just looked down the bottom and was just like, yes, there is. It's coming up. Great. I'm glad I knew. These mummies were buried in human tombs in sacred places. This means that they coexisted with our ancestors, were not enemies, and had, to a certain extent, a degree of respect between both races and cultures. We love what I missed. What did you say?
You said ancestors.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Please continue.
I have to start all over again now. Just so I can start again. And yes, to answer your question, the alleged mummified aliens' remains are believed to date back around 1,700 years. Wow. And measure around 170 centimetres and have 3 fingers and an extremely elongated skull. As I was building up to that line, I was like, I'm going to fucking nail Eagle. I can't say it. I was like, I'm going to nail it. And I got to it and was just like...
I'm a trip all over.
Just got to it and was just like extremely elongated lungs.
So they're about 1,700 years old.
Yeah.
So that takes us back to what, like 1,300?
Yeah.
Damn.
Maths.
It's all in my brain.
Done. However, despite efforts to scientifically back up the statements, the Mexican, it's the guy doing it.
The Mexican.
Well, it does say his name. His name's Masan or Masan. The Mexican has been heavily criticised for presenting questionable evidence.
What, like bodies?
Anything associated with Jamie Masan, a serial promoter of fake alien evidence, is a suspect. Ooh. Fucking hell, this is getting a bit deep, isn't it? Nobody has proven that it's a fraud. We're going to present preliminary evidence and will determine in the visions of the media. It is a collective vision of popular consciousness. Wow, okay. The validity is that it has, and in halfway it should be considered there is... What? Oh, basically saying it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real shit. Okay. See, I haven't seen anything in the newspapers about this.
No, you wouldn't have.
No, I haven't been...
I had to go.
A situation where I've had to buy a newspaper.
I went to a website that just had loads of these stories.
Oh yeah, but they're like heavily biased, aren't they?
Oh yeah, mate, it was good though. There was so much stuff, but a lot of it was quite like, that's a bit deep.
It's a bit dark.
I mean, this one was. I thought this one was. I was like, this is a weird one. I'm gonna go with this one.
Go with it.
And an alien story.
Oh, it's odd. It's very odd.
Alien. You hear a lot of stories about that though. I mean, I'm not sure I believe any of that.
But sometimes it's just fan fiction, isn't it? Sometimes it's just really well written fan fiction. And they've like photoshopped it and shit. I don't know.
Photoshopped it and shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, there's loads of stories. When I googled this just to see if I could find another article that was better or just made it simpler to talk about.
Yeah.
It did come up like quite easily.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah,
because there's not stories. Like everything that we've ever seen or shown or whatever of like aliens or their existence is always just like shoddy fucking shit.
Yeah. Like all of that. Yeah. All of those evidence videos go hand in hand, whether it be bloody a creature or Bigfoot or bloody aliens.
You need it, don't you? I think everyone wants it so bad, but we'll never see it. We'll never properly get proper fucking things. You need to see it. It's like you need to see it with your own eyes.
Yeah.
It's the only way, because you've been fed so much bollocks. Like, you just need to see it with your own eyes.
See, I think Joe is going to be the Scully in this partnership of this episode. He'll be taking the Scully role.
I have donned my red wig, and my bosom is heaving.
Wow, I can confirm such a statement.
Greg's motorboating me right now.
I wasn't going to do the noise. But good on you. Good on you for doing it.
I ended up sounding like that fucking the king from episode 1. What's his fucking that Jar Jar Binks king dude?
He's not a king.
Whatever he is, he just goes and every time he does it I just think titties.
Wow. You have a different response to what everyone else says to Jar Jar Binks.
Just titties.
People might think tits, but not titties.
Yeah.
So
he was an alien.
He was an alien.
Back to aliens.
So there we have it. Mummified bodies from 70,000 years ago. Alien bodies who they're suggesting live side by side with humans in Peru.
It says they got 3 fingers.
Yeah, and an elongated skull. That's it. I said it.
Greg just silently celebrated for saying that correctly just there. I think that needs to be pointed out.
Because I wasn't reading it, I was saying it.
Proper did the fist. Just yes.
Anyway, radio, no one knows.
Yeah.
Well, they do now. She
Yeah, I
fucking
just
told them.
described everything
You're
that
like the
happened.
sign language person in the corner of Hollyoaks.
I'm the deaf describer, not the deaf one, the blind one. Sorry, yeah.
I'd love to see an episode of Hollyoaks when like the scene's going on and the signing person's in the corner, and one of them just she looks around and goes, "I think she's listening to us. She's telling everyone what we're talking about. You feel
Just
stupid, like I can
in the
see
middle
it
of
down
an
there.
argument, just like, who are you?
I can see it down there,
Hey.
telling all them what we're
Hey.
talking about. Stop it.
Who are you?
It's just private."
How small is she?
From aliens, we move on to a more of a creature feature.
A creature feature?
Maybe.
Love me a creature feature.
Maybe. South Carolina are expecting an eclipse on August the 31st,
Oh, really?
which is soon. This episode won't be out by then, so it'll be
There's
interesting to see how
a,
the story develops.
I think isn't there like a meteor shower this
I don't
today?
know if that's happened or happening
that's
soon.
today.
Is it? Wow.
I think. Or maybe it's... No.
Anyway, this episode will be out after the eclipse has happened. But this paper gave out advice to locals to be prepared for possible lizard and Bigfoot sightings
Oh, fucking...
during
Wait,
the
lizard?
eclipse. Lizard man and Bigfoot sightings.
Lizard men?
Yeah.
That sounds a bit...
It's lizard man.
Lizard
actually.
man.
It should be lizard man.
Just
Is that
singular.
better? Is that better?
No, I've never heard of...
There's a nice drawing.
Fuck is
of
that?
It. It's the drawing of the
It's like a
lizard man.
jalapeno.
It does look jalapeno.
Jalapeno? I've added an extra letter in that.
Agencies, this is happening now.
It's a jalapenos.
Agencies advise on possible lizard man Bigfoot sightings in South Carolina during eclipse.
I have never fucking heard of lizard man ever.
Really?
Everyone's
No,
heard of Bigfoot. I mean, I've heard
it's like
it in the,
reptilians, isn't it? I guess.
yeah,
if
but
you
I've
know
heard that, but that's all bullshit.
That's basically
anyway.
that's
Like,
basically what this is.
But like, lizard man, it just sounds like a Spider-Man villain.
And they throw him in alongside Bigfoot. Like,
Yeah, Bigfoot's at home, just like I'm not being associated with that man.
Amid the solar eclipse hype, which will bring millions of visitors to dozens of events happening across the state this month, there's only one thing you probably haven't prepared for: a supernatural encounter.
Ooh,
Luckily, several government agencies have been ahead of the game, already highlighting on social media the possibility of paranormal activity as the sky goes dark mid-afternoon on August 31st.
I love that. Now they're just telling people. That's if you're gonna tell people, but you describe it as a warning. It's just like, this is important. There is possible high chances of unidentified or of just like paranormal activity on this particular day. Be careful. Everyone's going to go, I'm going outside and I'm going to go fucking look for it. Everyone's going to do that.
Well, I'll tell
If
you
you tell me there's a chance of seeing Bigfoot, I'm going to go and fucking see Bigfoot.
This is exactly what they did. Not only did they tell you, it was happening, the agency tweeted a graphic regarding possible paranormal activity occurring during the solar eclipse, and they put up a nice little map.
Oh, fantastic. They've done all the work for you. Excellent.
They've done a nice little map where they're going to highlight the possible sightings.
Please do not go here.
Possible lizard man sightings.
Where the fuck has this lizard man come from? I don't ever remember hearing of unexplained sightings of a lizard man. Is it just someone in one of those green morph suits?
When they say government agency, I think it's just somebody that's
Very
mildly
nondescript
funded by the government. 'Cause
Nondescript company.
it's actually like the company's called SCEMD. I don't know what it stands for.
Sounds like a German metal band.
Oh no, yes I do. They stand for South Carolina Emergency Management Division.
Management of what?
Emergencies.
Oh dear.
They don't know if the lizard man became more active during a solar eclipse, the agency explains.
I want to know where this fucking lizard man's come
But
from.
we advise that residents of Lee and Sumter counties remain vigilant.
What the fuck?
The lizard man was first spotted. Here you go, Jay. The lizard man was first spotted in
Here you go, Joe.
1988 by Christopher Davis, a then 17-year-old.
Well, that's full of shit.
Davis was
It's bollocks.
driving.
I don't believe anything a 17-year-old
Davis
tells me.
was driving around 2 a.m.
Absolutely
one
nothing.
summer morning. Imagine if that was you doing an interview in a room. Nah, it's 17. Fuck it.
It's just like, how old are you? 17. Okay, I just need to give you a heads up. I won't be believing a single word you say.
Anyway, tell you a story. At 2 a.m. one summer morning, he got a flat tire near Scape Org Swamp.
Did you find this today? This
Did they?
article.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've just found the same one. It says 22 hours ago.
Yeah. This is
Fucking
new.
hell.
Yeah, this is new. Mate, I'm well on it.
Brand new
Yeah, I was actually going to get to that point.
lizard Pete. Fuck off. No. Oh, God.
Anyway,
no, please,
after he
sorry.
changed his tyre, he claimed a red-eyed devil appeared about 30 yards away. Davis was able to get into his car and drive as the alleged creature jumped on the roof. He threw the thing off, but sadly he was able to keep up with the car at speeds of 40 miles an hour. Davis's story gathered international attention and reported lizard man sightings continued up until 2015.
Lizards are quite fast, aren't they?
According to a story by the state newspaper, even 2 police officers said they were convinced something is out there after having an alleged encounter about a month after Davis's experience.
No way.
NASA may not be fully in the loop on South Carolina's lizard man, but their Scientific Vigilation Center did publish Sasquatch, a graphic showing exactly where one potentially would be seen during the eclipse. That's a big foot.
Nah. No.
And there was a sighting recently about picture of Bigfoot they posted. That was the Greenfield Police Department posted one. So a blurry picture of a black dot in the long distance.
I'll tell you what, the videos on YouTube of like Sasquatch sightings, they're really quite interesting. Because like there's one where it's in a really like snowy sort of open area.
That's the famous one, isn't it?
It's not like the one where it's in the woods. It's not like the old 60. This was like quite a recent in the last like 5 years, kind of like pretty decent quality footage. And it's unfortunately at a distance, but it's all like this snowy open area, quite like mountainous. Yeah. And there's this black fucking dot that they zoom in on. You can see it walking, and they're just walking up this fucking mountain. And it's like you like the level or the like the trajectory or the fucking steepness of it is crazy, and it's just walking up it, and it's just weird. And they start shouting, and it stops, and it looks, and it sort of keeps walking, and it's just fucking weird, man. Like
shouting, Jesus,
it's really odd.
Well,
the people recorded started shouting, just kind of like, "Oh!"
Yeah. Well, when you searched this just now and you found this same article, did you see another one that showed up about Bigfoot? That was even sooner. No. So a Bigfoot sighting made the news in America like the last couple of days as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was spotted in North Carolina.
See, because I know like Canada and the kind of sort of like the sort of like northwest is quite common, but I didn't think because like Carolina's like the east side of America.
They're all over, mate.
Fucking A.
But the Bigfoot sighting in North Carolina, which made the news.
Do you think they go to conventions?
That probably, yeah. Well, this is pretty. Again, here we go.
Oh, what a Bigfoot convention!
They showed up. They got footage. They reported this sighting. It got on the news, and then as I was preparing for this episode and I was reading this article, an update instantly appeared.
Oh fuck!
So just breaking
news. 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago when we recorded this,
a man has come forward claiming Bigfoot sighting was just me dressing animal skins, says shaman.
Or
he's a shaman, but apparently he was just out and he was wearing his. He wasn't trying to fake in the video. He was just out wearing his skins, and he reckons that the Bigfoot sighting was people seeing him.
Oh, why? That's
according
weird.
to the BBC. A self-described shaman was taking a stroll in the hills recently when he was spotted by local Bigfoot hunters. They stopped him and they queried him.
Mate, he's so fucking lucky he didn't get like a fucking dart of ketamine in his fucking ass.
The group known as Bigfoot 911.
Original. I like that.
First made local news after reporting they'd seen the creature. But a few days later, Guan McGregor, who follows a faith that involves a Meopotaman figure, Enkidu.
No one is called Guan.
And also claims to have seen multiple Bigfoots himself.
I don't believe in nothing no one says called Guan.
Man, 911's commander, John Bruner, took to their close Facebook group to disagree.
I bet that's the most fun in that Facebook group. That closed Facebook group has probably got a good laugh in there.
Yeah, maybe, but also they're probably just like, oh my God, no, we believe you, because they want to believe. Because they're like,
we believe that he is incorrect.
Bigfoot hunters.
We believe he knows more than he's actually saying. I think he's put on this suit to deter us from searching for Bigfoot because he knows what Bigfoot is.
He's just trying to get on our limelight.
That's it. He's the human correspondent with the Bigfoots. That's why he's dressed like a Bigfoot.
I mate with them.
That's weird.
I let them mate upon me.
Ugh.
But yeah, local government agency being like, Eclipse, Bigfoot, and fucking Lizard Man's going to pop up. Go have a look. Unless I don't want him to see something else happening.
We
get them all in.
No. It's a big distraction from something else. And it's going to be simply them passing
let's put the nuclear waste in the river.
Passing a tax bill that
won't see it now.
We've
moved them all away.
About. It's like, we were out looking for Bigfoot. Now the tax.
Oh, sorry, the tax has gone up, guys. I can't believe you did that. Anyway, we've also added Bigfoot.
And there's nuclear waste in the water.
Yeah. And they've kidnapped all your children.
One or many of you will turn into the Toxic Avenger at some point.
But you'll be shot on sight.
Yeah.
Like you won't have rip-roaring comic book style adventures.
I will kill your fucking head off.
So there you go, man. Lizard Man.
I don't know where, man. I'm still very, very skeptical about Lizard Man.
Yeah.
Just because that's fucking come out of nowhere.
Well, it's one of my favourite, I almost covered it in this, but it's too big to go into. One of my favourite, creature stories is the Mothman.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that story, man. Just fucking shows up before a huge disaster happens. There were all the places where there's been sightings of him. Some huge fucking footage. Event. It always
9/11
ends with a big... People said they saw him before 9/11. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People have spotted a few things at 9/11 that were a bit odd, like little flashes in the sky, that were caught on helicopter footage and stuff. Very strange.
Yeah, well, a lot of people went to town trying to make that connected to aliens.
Oh yeah, of course they did. Yeah, there was the devil in the smoke. Oh, some of the stuff on that's
devil in
ridiculous.
The smoke.
The devil. There's the devil's face in the smoke, but it was just clearly photoshopped.
Oh, that's him. I recognise him.
Yeah.
From where?
Oh, that's the devil there.
How do you know? Well, I know exactly what he looks like.
Could be anyone.
I've seen pictures of him. Pictures in the Bible. Haven't you seen the Bible, the pictures at the back?
All the back. Go past the index.
Oh, God, there's actual pictures here. Oh, it was real.
That is not what I thought Jesus looked like.
He's ginger. All right. No more playtime.
Oh, really? We going in?
Aliens, Bigfoot. I've actually written Bogfoot here somehow.
Bogfoot.
Aliens and Bigfoot. It's time to go in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What are we going with?
This is going to be a hard one to probably get through. It's going to be a tough one. You have to read all of it.
Dude, I got this. Ah, yes. Nibiru. Also commonly known as Planet X.
Yes.
It is believed that several ancient... Fucking hell, you went wrong, mate. Jesus Christ. It is believed that several ancient Sumerian...
Yeah.
Sumerian texts describe creator gods who came from the unknown planet called Nibiru.
Yes.
A planet which enters and leaves the solar system in cycles of 3,600 years. This planet is believed to be the home of the creators of the ancient Anunnaki. I thought that was a Japanese dish.
Maybe it is.
Unagi.
Maybe it is.
Currently, when you search about Nibiru, you will encounter numerous claims and hoaxes which will detail a massive planet called Nibiru, which will one day collide with Earth.
Yeah!
Hurrah! Been waiting for it for years.
Yeah!
The truth, however, is far beyond that. According to several authors, like Sitchin, Nibiru in Babylonian astronomy is translated to the planet of crossing to point of transition.
Ooh.
That would make a lot of sense because we're all about to die in a nuclear blast very, very soon. While many websites report that Nibiru is nothing more than a hoax, the truth is that the planet called Nibiru is mentioned and described in detail in the 5th tablet of the Enuma Elish, as translated by Sitchin.
Nice Sitchin.
Nibiru as a planet mentioned in the work of controversial author Zechariah Sitchin, which has gathered much attention among the ufologists.
Ufologists. I like UFOologist.
Ufologists, yeah, but when you say that, it just sounds like UFO logistics. It's just a completely different working title. Ufologists, conspiracy theories, and ancient astronaut theories.
Yes.
Nibiru as a planet mentioned in the work of controversial author... fucking Jesus Christ. Are they getting paid every time they type this guy's name?
No.
Nibiru as a planet mentioned in the work of controversial author Zechariah Sitchin, which has gathered much attention among... That is literally the same bit as above. This fucking thing. According to his claims, through the interpretation of ancient Sumerian text, there is conclusive evidence that mankind was created by an advanced alien civilization from a distant planet in our solar systems called Nibiru.
Yes.
However,
that's it.
However,
hold on a minute.
Sitchin's work regarding Nibiru lies mostly in the astronomical interpretation of the Enuma Elish, an ancient creation myth. Sitchin replaced the name of gods with planets. So why are Sitchin's works bombarded by skeptics? Well, mostly because Sitchin's evidence lies mostly in his own translations and not on scholarly agreed interpretations. This is why most of his work, therefore, even Nibiru, remain as nothing more than pseudoscience.
Burn!
Bop!
Fucking burn, mate.
Yeah.
There is somewhere along there a quote from the Bible they try to use as evidence.
Mate, they fucking love typing this guy's name.
You had to read all of that.
Yeah.
I was just using it for point in case you asked a question.
I see.
Can you see the Bible quote? I think it might be the next page. You don't see it there. They use a...
Wait, hang on, what was this? In July 13th, 1987, an article appeared in Newsweek where NASA is said to have disclosed the possibility that there might be a 10th planet orbiting our sun. According to NASA, research scientist John Anderson, that's a better name to fucking pronounce too.
Yes, thank you, John.
John Anderson.
John Anderson.
Planet X might actually be out there, but nowhere near our planets. The article from Newsweek states, if he is right, two of the most intriguing puzzles of space science might be solved. What caused mysterious irregularities in the orbit of Uranus and Neptune during the 19th century, and what killed off dinosaurs 26 million years ago? However... Always the however.
Well, there's always a however.
Evidence of such a planet existing can be traced back to a very interesting article in the Astronomical Journal of 1988 by R. Harrington, who wrote that the planet 3 or 4 times the size of the Earth exists, having a position of 3 or 4 times further than the Sun than Pluto.
Wow.
According to mathematical models that were presented, it is believed that Planet X or Nibiru has extremely elliptical... What? Elliptical orbit of 30 degrees. And yep.
Surprised you went in and read all that. I was like, yeah, all that.
It could be a result of misinterpretations of author, but there could also be evidence that such a planet, at least similar in description, may exist somewhere in the outermost edges of the solar system. Evidence of Nibiru is said to be presented in ancient texts. Furthermore,
here we go.
In the Bible we find... From a faraway land they came, from the end point of heaven do the Lord and his weapon... His weapons of wrath come to destroy the whole earth. Therefore will I agitate the heaven, and earth shall be shaken out of its place, when the Lord of hosts shall be crossing the day of his burning wrath. Isaiah 13:1. It is said that Nibiru will appear in the North Pole from the North Pole of the sun and the earth, which will make the alien world widely seen in the northern hemisphere.
Heavensmith.
In the northern Chris Hemsworth. My conclusion... Yes. It's hard to understand much about Nibiru. And then he just proceeds to write Zachariah Sitchin 7 times.
Yeah, of course he does. Just
to finish off the word count.
repeat the fate.
Just to finish off the word count. Yeah, man, Nibiru's a funny one because there's some very odd stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is like footage, and they've taken a shot where they've caught a gleam of something, and then they photoshopped it.
Picture
and not photoshopped it, but they changed the lighting.
A city in the sky. Did you see that one that came out a couple of years ago? Yeah. It looked like a city in the clouds. I mean, it probably was photoshopped, but it looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I first heard about Nibiru when I was walking back somewhere late at night near my parents' house. I think I was walking from my mum's house back to home. And I looked up in the sky at the moon, and there was this huge black dark ring.
I love it when that happens.
Like around the moon. It was
fucking awesome.
Huge.
It looked so good.
It looked like
it's like a halo.
And it was massive. This looked like a black eye, and the moon was like the pupil, like it was big.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that looks cool. And the big black kind of circle around it had like a slight glow around the edge.
Yeah, you're always just like, that looked cool, and then you're just like, wait, what the fuck is that?
I took a photo thinking it wouldn't show up, but it showed up pretty well.
Yeah.
And I put it on Facebook, and I said something about the moon. I was one of those people, but it looked fun cool. Somebody who managed another store.
Write Neil Armstrong, walking on my
the
face.
Moon. Another manager I worked with in the company, just commented, "Search Nibiru."
Yeah,
and I did, and I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because it was always. I think it was around the time that it was a few years back when I think they were talking about the Rapture and stuff like that, and all that kind of shit was popular. And it was so on YouTube, you're getting the suggestions of like, watch this about the Rapture, and then it's just like 10 ways the Rapture could actually come in its form.
Yeah,
and part of that was Nibiru. Yeah, and I was just like, what?
That's a cool Rapture.
Yeah. That'd be fucking rad. And then it was just like, just countless fucking but some of it's quite odd because it's like, people will say like, oh, I had this I took this picture of the sun as it was setting, And I saw something weird, but it didn't come out great on the photo. So I went onto Photoshopped and changed with the lighting, and then it's just like this black dot in front of the sun, and it's just like, that's Weapon X, and it's just like that doesn't seem threatening. What you've got there, my friend, is a dead pixel.
Debunked by Joe.
Yeah, done. Mystery solved.
Yeah, that's actually a good little investigation you had there.
Yeah,
that's good. That sounded like evidence. That's not you.
I didn't take it. I didn't take the photo.
I know, but yeah.
YouTube footage.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it meant to appear and like cancel us out? Is it meant to just like knock us out of the way?
Supposedly that it's although it's in our same, it's supposed to be in the alignments of our same solar system. It's out of alignment. So it's kind of an odd sort of situation. Like it's kind of, so all of our planets are all in the same orbit.
Yeah.
And this one is part of it, but it
like
goes.
Neil deGrasse Tyson say.
I know, but it goes like in either a different direction or a different shape. Although it's in our orbit, it goes. It's just a weirder one. So it only really lines up every 3,600 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we haven't been alive a lot for us to be able to see that.
We ain't been live a lot recently.
You know, fingers crossed, coming up. You know, who knows?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
I've definitely heard a lot about it. It's a very interesting. Interesting.
But I think it's one of those things because the funny thing about these YouTube fucking videos are they just then splice in like all the footage they can from 2012.
Yeah.
The fucking Mayan calendar that fucked everyone up.
Yes, it did.
What happened?
Nothing.
Exactly. When the Mayan calendar, they were just like, it's Nibiru. That's the other thing I found out as well. It was like, it's Planet X, it's Nibiru, it's all the Mayans. The Mayans know. Yeah. And it's just like, the Mayans don't know shit.
When it was meant to be, it was the last day of the Mayan calendar, when everyone was like, this is it. This is the end of the world. I remember walking to work on the river in the morning. And I looked in the river as I walked past, and I saw a dead kitten float past.
Oh, that is fucking rough.
Like, proper inflated and shit. It was fucking horrible when it floated past. And I was just,
kitten?
Yeah, kitten, man.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh, fuck.
I was just like, that cat would die and be like, the Mayans were right.
And I was just like, oh, I guess that confirms it. It is the end of the world today. I think I put something on Facebook. It was really early in the morning. I wrote on Facebook, just seen a dead cat flip past the river. I guess it is, It is the end of the world.
Fuck me.
And everyone was like, oh, you've ruined my day by saying that.
Just like,
dead cat.
You didn't see a dead cat.
Yeah, I've ruined my fucking day. Thank you very much.
Don't talk to me about ruined days.
Jesus Christ.
How does this day get any worse?
Dead cat just floats past. Yeah, and then I look up and fucking
the sky
appears.
The sky is black with a planet fucking coming into our orbit.
They did an episode of Doctor Who of David Tennant kind of about that, where somebody like transported all these planets to us, and it, in the sky, it'd be London, but in the sky was just loads of planets.
Oh yeah, it's like those pictures.
Cool.
They did a series of pictures where they.
But I've seen that used in fake ones before. I've seen pictures.
Yeah, no, it's fake and stuff. But there's like it's all fake and shit. But it's like they did like if other planets were the distance from. Earth as the moon is.
Oh right, yeah.
So it's like Saturn's there, and it's fucking massive with the rings, and it just looks gnarly as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so cool. Imagine if the moon had rings. That'd be badass. Everyone would be looking at the fucking thing.
There was something fun on Neil deGrasse Tyson's show.
Was this his Netflix show?
It was his fucking show Cosmos about. It's something.
Didn't he have to apologise for something recently?
Probably. It was something about, I'm not even going to try and explain it, but something was going to happen that was going to cause a reaction that was going to make this colourful display in space.
Yeah.
And because where we are, it would be our entire sky would be it. Well, because of that, the difference in time, it would actually go on for years.
Fucking hell.
So he's like, if everyone's still going on by this point in the future, there'll be a point thousands of years in the future where that happens and the sky will just be these colourful fucking display of lights for years. Like,
that'd be amazing. It'd be fucking gnarly.
Yeah, man, how cool would that be?
Imagine that. Multicoloured sky every day.
Drugs would be a different experience, wouldn't it?
Drugs would be a different experience.
Because
then the sky just go back to normal and they'd be like,
ugh! If right now we just looked out in the sky and it had gone fucking wavy, crazy colours.
Well, mate, remember that time we left Harry's house when we did the episode?
Thinking about that.
And we walked out and the sky was purple.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was out because I walked out on my Todd because I was having a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I was just out there looking at the sky going, it's fucking purple. It's fucking purple. And then you came out. I was like, oh mate, is the sky purple? And he was like, fucking hell, it is purple.
Yeah.
And then Harry came out and he was just like, bit fucking purple out here.
And it was like a weird time of the day, wasn't it?
So odd.
It was like just before evening, so it could have been getting slightly darker because it was Christmas time. But
it would have been 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe.
So like starting to get dark, but like it was still fairly light out, but everything was purple.
That was weird. That's when we heard that weird high pitched sound, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was all a bit odd. We had to get out of Teddington.
Yeah, it was a weird. This Teddington's weird, man. That was a weird
that shit
time.
goes on.
Okay, so we've gone a bit deep on the brew. We haven't got deep at all. This is definitely one of the times where Tony's going to be like, I need to do an all talking guys episode and
Coming
call
soon.
him out on this shit.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Wait for that.
There you go. We've given you another episode to do now. And the Brew. I'm sure you have a whale of time.
He's gonna have to. He could fucking stretch this one out to about 4 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll just be going. Really? No, we didn't know.
I like to sit. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
So maybe let's lighten up a bit now. A nice creature, a creature I've always liked the idea of.
Flipper.
And I really want this one to be real. Doubtful it is, but I really want this one to be real. This is Ningen. Meet Ningen.
Greg, I've told you so many times you can't say that word.
Yes, indeed.
Greg, you can't say that on
on
a recorded podcast.
Giant humanoids of the Atlantic continent.
Mate, they look fucking massive.
Sorry, Antarctic.
So fucking massive.
It's said the massive white-coloured creatures, which grow up to 30 metres in length, with humanoid-like facial features, inhabit the cold waters near Antarctica. No one knows for sure what they are, but numerous vessels claim to have witnessed the massive humanoid beings rise from the depths of the ocean.
That's why I don't like the water.
That's why I don't awesome. That picture, that is massive. Drawing, not picture. The drawing of one underwater,
mate, it's fucking enormous.
Against a tiny little diver is fucking awesome. I really want it. It looks like the creature.
Mate, that's why the water
humanoid.
Scares the shit out of me. I'll go swimming in shit, but like I'm not going in the ocean, man. That shit fucks me up. It freaks me out, man. It's just too deep.
Yeah, I don't want to go in the ocean, but I don't want to go deep out. I did jump out the boat in Thailand.
The water's really dark, and it's just like.
I know what you mean. I do get it. It is a little unnerving knowing there's nothing beneath you.
But there is stuff underneath you, and it's, mate. I feel like I'm having a panic attack now. Fuck me.
Wow, he is holding his elbows and shaking. For the past couple of decades, rumours have circulated around the world about the existence of these gigantic humanoids. Can't we just give them a name? Why do I keep saying gigantic humanoids?
Gigantanoids.
Oh, it has got a name. I just said it. No, it's the Ningen.
Be careful, mate. Be careful.
Yes. For the past couple of decades,
Decades?
Sorry.
Did you say decades?
No. Strange forms of life that inhabit the icy waters of Antarctica. In this article, we look at the enigma that surrounds the alleged giant pale humanoid.
So, what is there in the way of evidence apart from a drawing that someone's done?
So, they're called Ningen, human in Japanese, who have human-like shape,
right?
Often with arms and legs.
But they're fucking enormous.
That's got to be a fake picture. That just looks like a wave as light put added
to that's just a wave. That's a tsunami.
Sometimes they are described with fins or a large tail, like of mermaids. The only visible facial features are the creature's eyes and mouth. Various descriptions seem to vary amongst those who've claimed to have counted the mysterious beings. So yeah, there's been a few encounters.
It's very strange. I'd like to see some like fake footage of
up
it.
to 30 meters. I think there is some. Well, according to several reports and countless videos which have been posted online, these mystery beings are unlike anything we've encountered before.
You keep going. I'm going to get my laptop. I'm not even lying.
There are several theories, including an albino whale, an unknown species of aqua non-human ape. It could also be new species. It could also be new species of giant manta ray or an aquatic sloth.
That sounds like your nightmare.
I'm not having that. I'm not having an aquatic sloth, no.
Yeah, but imagine even how much slower it's going to be underwater.
Oh, man. Well, I reckon if it's aquatic, it might glide easier. There's big arms. We secretly, in Radio World, just took a quick break there, and we actually watched a little YouTube video about this, about the Ningen. And it made me less excited about the whole story, if I'm being honest with you.
That's fucking debunked Greg entirely.
Yeah, it debunked me entirely, actually. I was a bit like, this is a bit... All the video footage is a bit shit.
Yeah, no, it was... I was hoping for some slightly better footage or, like, evidence. That, I don't know, it doesn't... There's not enough sort of things to get me interested in that.
The only thing I like about it is
it's giant.
The drawing someone did of it.
It's a giant underground sea human. But there's like things like
it'd be fucking awesome if it was real though.
There's been like talk of like giants and stuff like that. Like
the bottom of the sea.
9 feet tall people that roam the land and shit.
We know more about space than we do about the bottom of our sea.
Yeah, man.
Like, there's still so much shit down there. I know now it's old. It's so old, but that fucking Deep Blue documentary, I watched that with the sound off and like music playing. It's fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, I remember we did that at your house.
Yeah,
we used to have it in the background. We used to record dice roll.
When they go like right deep to the bottom and they discover there's new species and it's all fucking lights and shit.
Fucking crazy.
And they found so many more since then.
Yeah,
like, they're down in that deep black bottom of the sea. Sorry, I know it's gonna freak you out, but there was some crazy fucking shit down there.
Yeah, no,
I'd love to see
bizarre
that
down there, mate.
I mean, it freaked me out. But I want to see pictures of it, videos of it.
My fucking nightmare is put me in one of those little submarines and fucking send
James
me to
Cameron.
the bottom of the fucking ocean. Sod that. I would die, mate. All just fucking listening to it creak because the water pressure so fucking tight.
And just seeing crazy shit down there.
Oh, I don't need that, man. What I don't like is the little portal windows and looking through that, and then just something's gonna swim past.
Yeah, or fucking big octopus is gonna wrap around you or something.
Octopus can fucking do.
Yeah, I fucking. I just sent video of it squeezing out the side of that boat. Do you see that?
Do you see the one? What's that video? I swear it was like, I don't know if it was during the BP oil thing or not. Probably not. It was like, you know, they've got those underground cameras that look at the oil things. There was footage of one of those and a giant fucking squid like swim past, but it's fucking
massive,
enormous, so disgusting.
Ugh.
They're so wobbly and horrible, like jelly. Underwater life jelly. Well,
like, there's like jellyfish that actually just looks like a splodge of jelly. Ugh. Like there's fish, there's animals down there.
Yeah.
Sea life down there which just looks like glob.
Just like because they can't properly evolve into like a fucking animal.
There's ones that just look like plant, but it moves. I mean, you look at it closely, it has like an eye over here and an eye down there. Yeah. You're just like, how the fuck's it doing that?
So gross. The water. So gross.
Maybe I should line it up for you a little bit quickly. Maybe I should throw a little list in.
Saying that though, as I said, like I am like things like the megalodon and things like that are pretty fucking cool, which are just like the giant fucking shark that supposedly existed.
Yeah, the big old shark. Yeah.
Big old shark. That's
and they always have like those whale remains wash up on fucking the beach, and it's always massive. Like, what is this?
Why is there a giant chunk missing from it?
What is this? And usually it's just a dead whale that's just appeared somewhere.
Wasn't there one like it was like they'd found like just like floating in the water? It was like half a fucking orca or something.
Oh
what the hell could leave like a mouth like print that big on it? Megalodon. There's supposed to be a film coming out of Megalodon.
I thought they were already made like 10.
No, that's like Sharknado and shit. It's completely different.
But they have made like huge underwater shark films.
Yeah, Shark Attack 3.
Yeah, no, but they
the infamous.
But they did. But they also did.
Well, we go out to my place and I'll lick your pussy.
Eat your pussy, wasn't it?
Eat, lick.
They had to do. They've done like Sharkladon versus like fucking
Sharkladon.
He sounds like a Frenchman, doesn't he? And who are you? My name's Sharkladon.
My name is Sharkladon.
Sharkladon, the detective.
Is that Shark? No, it's Shark.
Don't worry, Sharkladon is on the kiss. Versus like bloody.
This is my daughter Meg.
Octodon.
My daughter Meg. Ladon.
Ladon. Anyway,
and also my favorite band is Mastodon.
My quick
Ed said that to me the other night.
What?
We were down the pub and it was just like I haven't had everything. We were talking about the fucking menu in the Antelope, and I was just like, I don't think I've had everything off this menu, and he's like, you must have done, and he was just like, that's going to be our band name, that, because it sounds like Mastodon, but it's Mustard-done. You must have done. You heard of us? You must have done.
Or mustard done. Like a checklist for making a sandwich. Right, that's the mustard done.
Mustard done.
I'm ready to go and come down with me this evening. Okay, a little light list then. A little quick top 5 haunted places in London.
Oh, sweet. Fucking love. Have you ever been somewhere haunted?
Have I ever been to what?
Have you ever been somewhere haunted?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely stayed in a haunted hostel in Switzerland. I stayed in the most haunted town, actually, when I was in Switzerland.
Wow. A lot of people die there.
Once upon a time, there was like ghost horses and shit.
Once upon a time?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
Some war, some bollocks.
I think I had, there was always like talk of like haunted places. I remember when I was really young, my mum and her friend, and then me and my sister and her kids, had gone to this park for the day or something, like picnic sort of shit. And we'd all gone off into the woods and we found like this fucking abandoned house in there and shit. And
Wow.
it was just like, because I was the youngest of the 3 kids there, they were just like, yeah, it's haunted, we're going to go in. And I was like, fuck that. I'm 8 years old. No.
Did you?
I'll see it. No. Got really close and then heard someone shout from inside the house.
Oh, that
And I
put me
was
off.
just like, I'm out.
Yeah, probably crackheads.
Bye.
I'm more worried about crackheads and
I've
murderers
convinced
than I
myself
am
that
all
this
that
happened.
ghosts.
It might not have. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe.
Well, the Clink Prison is number 5.
The Clink, where's that?
From it, I don't know. It'll tell me in a minute, I guess. From its opening in 1144
That's bare old.
to its closure 600 years later, the Clink in central London became synonymous with misery and suffering. Its now name is used as a slang in terms of for all prisons.
Put them in the Clink.
Put them in the Clink. Wow. The Clink is said to be sadistic and lacking any empathy. Yep, and lacking in any empathy for their fellow man. The cruel and unusual punishments carried out in the jail were permitted by the church and included starvation, solitary confinement, and savage beatings.
Wow.
It's no surprise that these rehabilitation methods that many lost their souls wandering the prison, still paying for their crimes.
Damn.
For those who visited the Clink have reported seeing ghosts of both prisoners and guards, as well as hearing mysterious footsteps and slamming doors. Repeated sightings of specific spirits are rare here, but one apparition which is witnessed frequently is that of a woman fumbling with the chains used to bind her during her life.
I like the idea of fumbling with it, like she's trying to unlock it, just like, come on.
I had never heard of this place.
The Clink?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've heard of the phrase, but I never really knew where it originated.
I think it's next to a gourmet burger kitchen.
Oh, how times have changed.
Can't believe it's next to a gourmet burger kitchen. I wouldn't mind going there. But I kind of want to go to all the places on this list.
Yeah, I'd go. That'd be cool. We should go, man. We should go.
Yeah.
If it's like,
there's one on here I definitely want to go to.
can you just walk around on your own?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, it's probably like restricted to a certain bit, but we should go with the Zoom mic and just be like,
fucking awesome. The Spaniards Inn. Built in 1585 and still serving thousands of eaters and drinkers every year, the Spaniard Inn is historic, atmospheric, and of course haunted. Dick Turpin, an infamous British highwayman, is said to have spent much time in the Spaniard Inn, eyeing suspecting trailers and plotting his next heist. Visitors to Spaniard Inn have witnessed a ghost of a woman dressed entirely in white, though little was known about her and her relationship with the property. Perhaps she is simply one of the many who have fallen in love at the quaint inn and doesn't want to check out just yet.
Sounds like a Eagles song.
It does, doesn't it? It does sound like an Eagles song. This next one, I want to go to.
Okay.
I can't believe I haven't been yet. The London Tombs.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about those. I haven't been.
If you're a fan of horror, you have been.
No, I haven't.
All right. If you're a fan of horror, you have probably already been to or plan to go to the London Tombs. The London Tombs are one of the many attractions across England which combine manufactured eerie atmosphere with dozens of actors masquerading as ghosts and ghouls, with the sole purpose of terrifying who will enter. That's a shame.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it was actually just
I
tombs.
just want to walk around the tombs.
I don't want people going, whoa!
Yeah, I don't want that. However, reports suggest that there may be something more little sinister going on the attraction. The London Tombs, which are part of the London Bridge experience, are an optional part of the tour and open only to those over the age of 11. Ooh, they are built on the site and were once a plague pit, mass grave for those who perished during the bubonic plague.
What? I'm not going there.
Members of staff have reported a dark shadow of a man moving around the building, which is particularly frightening if you're familiar with the tales of black shadows appearing in English villages just prior to the plague outbreaks. Staff and regular visitors are also familiar with Emily, a young woman who is frequently seen lurking within the tombs. Yeah, she's homeless. By all accounts, Emily is aware of what is going on around her. Numerous dissatisfied tour groups have complained about a woman who is believed to be an uninspiring actor, simply staring at them during their tour and doing nothing to frighten them. If only they knew the truth. Ooh, that's a bit shivery, that one, isn't it? Does sound like a come visit us tour ploy.
That's they've been paid to say that.
Of course, there's Emily. That's the one they tell you about.
Yeah, of course, and then there's Emily. She just stares.
I went to visit Clarewell Caves in Wales. I think it was Wales when I was at school, and that was definitely meant to be very haunted. They took us to the middle of the cave and told us ghost stories about things that had been seen there. And I was like, "Fuck, I'm a kid. That's scary as fuck."
Why is everything so much more haunted up north?
Yeah, because they haven't got as good internet there.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this place. The Ragged, or it might be Ragged or Ragged School Museum.
The Ragged School Museum.
Kids can be pretty scary even when they're alive. Oh, fuck yeah. So it really is no surprise that the Ragged School Museum has built a reputation as one of the creepiest spots in London. Opened in 1877, the Ragged School was intended to provide children from the impoverished Mile End.
Impoverished?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's like impoverished. Anyway.
Oh, impoverished.
Yes. The Ragged School was intended to provide children with the impoverished Mile End with a basic education. It was closed in 1908 when the area began to improve and it was deemed no longer necessary. The next several decades, the building was used for a variety of purposes before being opened as a museum in 1990. Those who visit the school hoping for an insight into the Victorian education system often see a lot more than they bargained for. Many have reported hearing both laughter and ear-piercing cries. What, the ghosts are getting their ear pierced? Minutes! Some have even claimed to have come in contact.
Why didn't I do this before I died?
Some have even claimed to come in contact with the spirits of the boys and girls who spent their childhood there in the stuffy classrooms.
Getting their ears pierced.
The museum has also been the site of some of the most startling poltergeist activity ever reported in London, which is really saying something.
Yeah.
True to its reputation, it has been the focus of many paranormal investigation. Ghost hunters invited to inspect and explore the Ragged Museum have encountered mysterious flying orbs and disembodied voices, some of which have even been captured on tape.
Ah.
I should have looked for that tape, really.
Very interesting.
So what's number one? It's quite obvious.
Tower of London.
Tower of London.
I want to know. I want to go to like haunted shit in Amsterdam. Imagine
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Spanned off your nut on truffles. Going to go and see some haunted shit.
Spanned. Very obviously, we think we want to know Tower of London. The historic, I'm just going to read the actual ghost sighting bit. The ghosts of historical figures such as Guy Fawkes, Lady Jane Grey, and Henry VIII are said to still lurk in the tower. Less famous prisoners also have gained notoriety in the afterlife for their refusal to leave the scene. Oh, yeah, so they're still there.
Huh.
So there's non-famous named ghosts that still lurking there as well.
Well, because right near the
Anne Boleyn's obviously the most famous.
I mean, it's fucking massive, isn't it? It's a big old building up near because it's right near London Bridge. It's on the other side from the fucking egg.
Yeah, the egg,
and where David Blaine fucking sat
David
in his stupid pod. But it's a fucking big old building, man.
Yeah, it's huge. I remember going as a kid. It's massive, yeah.
See, because I like all the idea of these things, but I don't want to go with like a group of people. So I fucking hate that scenario.
Yeah.
And then you got to like listen to someone bang on, and you're just like, I don't want to do that. I just want to walk around for myself and think, wow, there's probably dead people here.
Yeah, I mean, you can just walk around for yourself in
Good.
Tower of London.
All right,
you can just wander
That
around.
might be- that might
of course
be
you
good.
can. Yeah.
Do that then.
Yeah, you can easily just wander around.
Sweet.
You don't have to go with tours of places. Not all of them. I mean, I think that London Tombs one it's more of an experience rather than which is a bit annoying.
It sounds like a fucking just like those like haunted houses.
Yeah, I just want to walk around.
Yeah, I want to go walk around, look at some skulls or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's it. Yeah, I want to freak myself out.
Imagine, the catacombs under.
That'd be amazing.
Paris.
Yeah, that'd be
Mate, those
amazing.
things are dark
That'd be
as fuck.
fucking cool.
What was that film we watched where
It was called the Catacombs, wasn't it?
Yeah,
something like that. That was alright. It was weird. It was weird. It was a weird film.
I was thinking about it the other day.
Yeah, I've kind of thought about that one quite. Of all the weird random films you watched at Ed's, that one, even
that
though
it sticks out as one of the better ones.
Even though I wasn't even though I think it was that great, it's still stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I love ghost stories, especially from London. Mm-hmm. So the last bit of this themed episode is only a short story, but it's one that really fascinates me, and it gets a bit darker here. Scientists who dug into hell in Siberia and recorded the cries of the damned souls.
You what?
It's a big old tunnel.
One more time?
It's a big old tunnel we built.
What the fuck?
Scientists who dug into hell in Siberia and recorded the cries of the damned souls.
Why are they digging into Siberia? No, hell. Why are they digging into hell like it's a actual thing on Earth?
I think it's just something they called it. It says here. Does hell exist or not? Some people believe that yes, hell exists and may be underground. Other believe
it's not underground.
Other believe that think hell is in a spiritual world. That's
lava. What you're doing is digging to the core of the earth.
And other people believe that Earth is already hell itself.
Yeah, that's true. Some consider this to be the afterlife, and that we actually all lived before, but we're only remembering this because we don't know what our previous life was.
We don't know whether hell exists or not, but there was a terrible story that made some scientists believe that hell does exist. Know our story about 5 biblical evidence that hell does not exist? Oh, sorry, ignore that bit.
Did you just read an advert?
No, it wasn't.
You just read out clickbait.
No, it was actually a line, it was something else. In mid-December 1989, a group of Russian geologists drilled 14,000 metre deep into Syria. Deep well into Syria.
Is this why they had the war, to get everyone out so they could dig this giant hole?
They said they heard regrets coming from the centre of the earth, asking for water and mercy. According to the scientists, after having drilled several kilometres, the equipment began operating wildly, giving the impression that the centre of the earth is hollow.
Oh, fuck off.
So I actually watched
You can't think that hell is underground and then say that the earth is hollow.
I watched a short YouTube video on this morning.
Right.
And it was really creepy because it wasn't someone talking. It's like they just typed it into the computer and the computer read it out.
It's like Microsoft Sound.
Yeah, it was a bit like, but it made it a bit creepier. But they talked about this scientist doing this and how they were saying how the machinery was really fucking up the closer they got, and they cut through and they just instantly heard.
Well, as you remember from Armageddon, the same thing happened on the asteroid. It's just the core. It's not built to fucking. Yeah. There's only a certain sort of distance that we're able to go before shit's gonna get fucking not easy to drill. Yeah.
So they were talking about this. They could hear the screams, and then this sparked another story that the video talked about quite a famous diver who used to always go diving, and then he stopped diving one day because he was down in the bottom, and he said all he could hear was screaming, like people screaming on the water, and he said it really fucked him up, so he stopped going down. And his friend said it happened to him as well. He was in like a little submarine thing, and he could just hear screaming outside the submarine of people, and he hasn't gone back down either.
That's very strange. I mean, that's strange, but I mean, there's probably a logical explanation for it.
It's terrifying.
It's probably to do with like the pressure of the water.
It's pretty terrifying.
I mean,
like the noise itself. I mean, any screaming noise is terrifying.
Yeah.
But like hearing imagine if they actually did dig and you heard this coming out of a hole in the ground.
Well, if you just like go to the beach one day building a sandcastle and you just stick your spade in and you just put out the sand and you
say, "Ah!" Do you want to hear a snippet of it?
Yeah, I do.
It's fucking horrible. Okay, here we go. You ready? The screams from hell that they recorded in the hole. Sounds like an Event Horizon.
Sounds like a crowded train station.
Wow. That started playing on my headphones, but I hit download and it automatically started playing in iTunes. And I just sat there in the morning on my own and was like, "Fuck, the fuck is that?"
It sounds weird. It doesn't sound like, I don't know. It doesn't. I'm not convinced.
There's many variations of people's recordings out there.
It sounds a bit bizarre. Not like that, and so bizarre I don't believe it. No, it just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? Is that from in the hole they built in Syria?
That's from the hole they dug through and they got deep and it opened. That's what they were hearing coming out the bottom of it. And that's what they recorded.
Fucking Earth.
You're killing me, humans.
I didn't want a cavity, actually.
You're killing me, humans. You're killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Killing me right. Terrifying. It's a terrifying concept,
you're right.
though.
Yeah, no, it's a very terrifying. The fucking screams of the earth.
Yeah.
It's gnarly shit.
Yeah.
But
which one of those would you most likely believe? You will not believe, but which one do you think out of all those stories sounds possible?
Don't know. Maybe aliens. Maybe the alien one.
Yeah, the frozen Siberian mummies.
Maybe the frozen aliens or like Sasquatch.
Yeah.
The stuff with the most evidence.
So you're not sold on Lizard Man?
Fuck Lizard Man. Right in his scaly bumhole.
Yeah, he's got one. I've seen it.
He's got one. I've seen it.
I've heard it.
Nah, Lizard Man has just come out of nowhere for me, in all honesty, apart from like Amazing Spider-Man 2 or whatever one he was
just
in.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Good though. You're good though.
Yeah, no, I think the mummified aliens, but I'm gonna have to see it with my own eyes to believe it. And Sasquatch, just probably have to see that as well, I guess.
I'd like the Ningen one to be real. The one that I'm least interested, the one that I was least impressed by. I'd like that to be real. The idea is fucking awesome. I think the
thing about that is that it's just there's nothing really in the world that's a giant.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's these
I almost did a whole story on giants today because they found loads of giant skeletons recently in tombs.
Oh,
apparently
massive.
They think they're architects or some shit. But I've seen there's been loads of talk of skeletons of giants found. There's been some in the paper recently as well. Like
I like that everyone's just like in these scenarios, just like, oh, they found these bones. And it's like, yeah, but it's not real, is it? It's just like dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's not.
Everyone thinks dinosaurs exist because there's bones. Why can't you think that we're not? Yeah, Christians.
Yeah, not everyone thinks dinosaurs exist.
But yeah, it's but always that thing is just like, well, dinosaurs are, there's physical proof because there's bones and everyone's seen bones and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but they're showing you bones of giant fucking human bodies. And they're just like, nah, it's not real though, is it? It's just like, well, hello. It's right there.
It's hard to identify the bones because it could be many different. It could be, a fucking weird. No, it's hard to.
It's the skull. You need to see the skull to really get your head around it.
I almost spoke of many various stories, including like the little fucking skeletons they found of like humanoids that were like hobbit people and stuff like that. But it was too much to go into. I was trying to pick a story that wasn't too huge. That's why I took a risk with Nibiru. Oh, well, anyway, let's get a bit light with you didn't ask for it, but here's our advice anyway. Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
Excuse me, can I ask you a question? I don't want your advice. I don't want it. I don't need to listen to your talks. I don't want your advice. Just think you should marry the dog and be happy. I don't need to know what you have to say.
Disclaimer, do not take our advice. If you do, we'll not be held accountable for it. Joe will be taking the wheel.
I am, yeah.
On this
Once
one.
again, I've stolen the fantastic work of our boys Sam and Gaz over at Open All Powers, and today I've got the weekend sport.
It's terrible fucking paper.
On sale Friday and
Other
Saturday.
newspapers are available.
This is, I don't know, I think this is just the one they do Friday and Saturday. They just do one issue, which seems a bit of a fucking.
Don't they do a Sunday sport? Or was I doing
they
paper?
do a Sunday sport.
Oh,
yeah, that's where all the good stuff is, I think. What do you want to hear about?
No, you choose. I didn't really read them, so I didn't want to ruin it.
Oh, there was a couple of really good ones, actually. Hang on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, again, none of them are really problems. It's just...
I had sex with someone I shouldn't have. Whoops.
All right, I'll do two of them. So I'm going to do...
Oh, wow, okay.
This one's first, all right?
Yeah.
Dear Lexi, I work as a sales rep and I was driving home from a few nights on the road last week with a colleague when we were forced into a diversion through the countryside. After a few miles, we got stuck in an enormous queue of traffic behind the roadworks. As I slowed down, I got rammed in the back by a Land Rover with two big boob country-type girls in it. My car was well damaged, but the driver, who was blonde, was very apologetic. She was wearing a short floral dress, and while checking the damage, she bent over and showed me her knickers. I mentioned them, and she said she'd be happy to show me more. Then she led me off through the hedgerow and into a field, and she clamped her lips onto my bell end and sucked me furiously until I shot me
Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me.
Until I shot me mess in her mouth. As we returned to our cars, I could hear sex sounds and saw my car bucking around. It was my mate and the other girl. He was going crazy on her.
Are they just doing this in a queue of traffic in their cars?
It would appear possibly, yes.
They just said they were sat in traffic and she drove into the back of them. How is this happening? Is there not cars of traffic around?
They are well in traffic, and he's had a bang into her. They banged into the back. We were both well satisfied and chuffed with our luck, but as we set off to drive home, I realised we hadn't swapped insurance details, and now I have a huge repair bill to pay. What should I do?
You can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
You can't
mate.
actually do anything.
Just bathe in the glory of the fact that you got noshed off in a hedge whilst in a fucking queue.
Basically, you were bribed. And you knew exactly what was going on.
You took the option there. You basically got given an option, and you took it.
You can't paint yourself as a victim, mate. You just got fucking sucked off to get for them to pay for it.
You are far from a victim, sir. Fucking hell, my fucking mic stand's nearly falling off.
And you only got a blowjob. Your mate got full-on sex.
He fucking got...
What did he just wait till they'd finished?
Done her up the arse, innit?
Yeah, your thing's well on the table.
Yeah, what's that about?
So...
Having some issues.
Please stand by. Technical issues.
So yeah, she locked his lip on his pen.
Locked it. Can't get it off.
And got in a right old predicament.
You can't. Unfortunately, there's no advice to give there. You can't do anything. What can you possibly do? What are you going? You can't do.
At least he's ended it with a question.
Yeah, at least it's it. But this is the one time it didn't need a question.
Nah, didn't
because there's nothing you can do. They shot your dick. They left. You didn't take their registration. You didn't take anything.
That's it.
You can't do anything.
She completely sidetracked you with a nosh.
Yeah, and you fell for it. You didn't exchange. You didn't. What did you do after? Just both get in your cars and drive off, or sit in traffic longer?
They were completely perplexed by it. They were just like, "That was good," and then find, "Oh shit."
We should have asked them, even though they're just driving behind you in the traffic through the fucking country lane.
She's still wiping mess off her face.
Shot me mess in her mouth. Did he call it mess? Is that what he called it?
Called it mess.
No, I like that.
Mess is me mess.
Sure. I like that.
Got a handful of mess here.
She took me mess. Yeah, I have no advice from this guy apart from just state the obvious. You're a
dickhead.
Yeah, you fell for it.
You got fucked royal, mate.
You'd be fine if you just asked for the thing.
Yeah.
No, next one.
What a ruddy bloody idiot.
Yeah, there's no advice, no help in this man, I'm afraid. Sorry.
So it's see, I was going to go with this one, but then the thing that he needs advice with, he hasn't really explained much.
No.
It's just, I'm going to read it actually because this guy needs some addressing.
Undressing?
No, it's a man.
Sorry.
The wife recently. It's all right, nothing wrong with that. No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's just not my preference. Wow, this got awkward.
Yeah.
Dear Lexi.
The wife recently cleared off to the mother's after a blazing row. As you can imagine, within a few minutes of her getting in a taxi, I was zooming off to the PC and checking out porn. Sitting there with a large box of tissues, I tugged off furiously over videos such as group sex, lesbians, mature ladies, anal, blowjobs, hand relief, amateur, teens,
thanks for
big
letting
boobs,
us know all of them.
fat lasses, bondage, and even foot fetish.
Should have just said porn.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to go into it. They had a whole fucking question to fill here, mate.
Yeah.
The box of tissues was nearly empty, nearly as empty as my ball bag.
Where can I get new
After
tissues?
3 hours of wanking, so
Jesus.
I cleaned it up and went into the kitchen to get a bite to eat.
Yeah, you need it. You earned it.
But there was sod all in the fridge, and there was a mountain of dishes in the sink.
So I wanked.
How do I get my wife back?
What?
Yeah.
So she left him for good,
Well,
I thought she was just nipping out.
They had a blazing row,
right.
and she's gone off to her mother's.
No, she'll be back. Fucking hell.
The thing is, though, he hasn't explained what the row about.
Yeah, was it about your wanking?
Was it about you furiously wanking every day to bondage, hand relief, teens, big boobs?
Sounds like a wanky wank we're doing right now. Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, no, we should have just blanked them out and just put much
Jesus.
better search engines. That's the guy. What we'll do is we'll play bingo with that. We'll get up Porn MD, and when you find it, you got to tick it off.
Bingo. Porn bingo. That's a good idea.
Porn bingo, mate.
Porn bingo. I like that.
We'll do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Again, not really much to say. This guy.
I need to know.
Basically,
he's telling the argument.
He's telling a story.
He was probably in the wrong, so he's probably have to apologise.
His story is he blazed with his wife and him had a row.
Yeah.
She stormed out.
And he had a wank.
And he doesn't know what to do about it. But for no reason at all,
yeah.
He just mentioned that he had a 3-hour wank in between
yeah.
her leaving and him thinking about what to do next.
I mean, he could have done that when she was at work. Without the row.
In 3 hours, man. I don't know if I sit there furiously wanking 3 hours if my wife had just stormed out. But no, not because of that. Because she could come back any second. Like, she stormed out to go to her mum's. 3 hours, man. A lot can happen in 3 hours in someone's head.
Yeah.
She could have been down the road half an hour and be like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go back and talk about it.
Yeah, she could have
She doesn't want to walk into your mess.
Pat's down the road having a coffee before going off. But Pat's talked to her because, she's a good agony aunt.
Yeah, good old Pat.
Good old Pat. Sits her down, has a coffee, and tells her like what to do.
Boys to be boys.
And then comes back, and then just sees him an hour and a half into a good old wank session.
Yeah, you can tell by the tissues how long you've been at this for about.
I'm sorry, as well.
An hour and 20 minutes.
I'm sorry. I could have. I'm more likely to be able to have one full 3-hour wank than I am, say, 12 in 3 hours. You're producing nothing but sweat at the end of that.
Yeah, sweat and blood.
You're just ejaculating sweat and blood. What else have we got inside him? Got some sweat. Yeah, well, we ain't got any sperm, so we might as well send that out.
Send that out. Stick everything in there. Send it out.
Put it in like a cannon.
Yeah, send it out. It's like loading a cannon. Yeah, like loading a cannon like the old ships on the old pirate ships. What we got? We're out of ammo. Dear God.
Any substitutes?
And again, this goes back to the sequel to Lost in Dave, isn't it? It's just it's just the sperm inside, and they've set them all out. They've all jumped out. None of them have made it yet. I don't know what's happening.
Send them back. Fall back. What are you talking about? Fall back. We're sperm. We can't just crawl back inside your penis.
Call the reserves, and then we cut to a bunch of young teenage or about to retire sperms, kind of sat with their feet up, reading the paper, and then being like, "Yes, what? I didn't think they'd ever be needed." Why, darling? I told you as a joke. I could earn some extra cash on the side by joining the reserves, but I'll never get called up.
I want to look.
You won't believe it just happened.
Now I want to draw an old man sperm.
I've been called up.
Old man.
And I'm going to have to go do it. I've enjoyed my time with you. I'm sure I'll be back.
Oh, dear.
And then his life is on the tissue. Ugh. And then again, it's like Finding Dory, but the sequel is like Finding Dory, but the sperm. He gets under the jacket and tissue, flushed away, and the whole film is him trying to make his way back from the ocean to find his wife's sperm.
I don't think that's how the sperm works. I think sperm, once it enters the water, it's pretty fucked.
No, it is. Yeah, but this one's special. He's a reserve, man. He's got a tough skin.
Got tough skin. I was born for this.
I'll be making my way back. I will find you. And I will be yours again.
Was he Dennis Quaid?
I think you mean Liam Neeson. But yes, Dennis Quaid will voice the character.
Yeah,
Liam Neeson and Dennis Quaid will voice the sperms.
Oh yeah, Dennis Quaid in the reserves.
Yeah, and Roseanne can be the voice of any of the eggs.
Oh, not Roseanne.
It'll be like Lucas talking free.
Nah, there's got to be someone better than Roseanne. Got to think, who's better than Roseanne? Anyone.
I think she'll have a funny voice for it.
I'm an egg.
We'll get the woman who did Janice from Friends. I'm an egg. It's like, God, she is a terrible character.
Oh, Jesus, don't like this at all. Man, there's a great sequel set up there.
There you go. Well, it's just everything's sperm related, but I like it.
Yeah.
That could be the trilogy.
I'd say, because there's not much, there's not much I can really say about this.
No, the only reason I can't really offer that guy advice is because I don't know the context of the argument. So, like, I can't tell him who was at fault. I can't tell him anything. All I can tell him was...
You just boasted about a 3-hour wank.
Yeah, I think he needs to fucking maybe stop being so cliche with his porn searches. I mean, look at that. Like, it's so cliche. Just, what's it? Blowjobs, group sex, lesbians.
He's one of those guys that just hangs around on the menu.
There's no originality there. He hasn't thought about subgenres. He hasn't thought about actresses. He's just gone anal blowjobs.
Can you imagine if she comes back and she's just like, oh, I'm really sorry. He's like, I was so distraught. I actually wrote to an agony aunt in the newspaper. Do you know that? She was like, really? He's like, yeah. And she finds it and reads it. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
She's told you that maybe it was the dishes. Maybe that's why she stormed out. They had a big old argument about the dishes.
So he wanked into it.
Maybe wash the dishes.
So, again, we don't usually do this, but in this paper, they just give...
really shit answers.
Really shit, funny, comical one-word answers, don't they? What is the response to this one? What should he do?
You can make a start by doing the washing up.
Is that what she says?
That's
Great, fucking helpful. Thanks. But to be honest with you, he hasn't really asked the proper questions.
Even better, for the previous one about the guy who crashed his car, her advice was, you're shafted, just pay up.
But, yeah, he's going to have to. Yeah, he's shafted. To be fair, that's the advice I said.
She's to the point. I'll tell you what, just for fun, let's read out one of her advice and then try and figure out what the problem was.
Okay.
All right, so this is... Okay. Oh, this is good. This is nice and short and to the point. Lexi says, share your winnings with her for a start. Now, I know exactly what this is about because I've already read it, so you've got to figure it out.
Well, he gambled when he wasn't meant to, and she's pissed off. She caught him gambling.
Think about it, Greg. It's the sport.
Okay, so it was a prostitute.
He gambled on a prostitute, and she came in at races. She came last at the races. You know why? Because she's not a horse. What you've done there is spent your rent money on a really stupid bet.
No, but maybe he
prostitute horse racing. That's what it's all about.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I can't really fit one. You share your winnings with her. It's so like could be anything.
Share your winnings with her for a start.
So obviously he has some sort of winnings that he has to share with some woman.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. He obviously won some money. Maybe winnings. He won something. I don't know if it's gambling or he put a bet on.
There's a sweepstake at work over who will be the first to shag the new lasses.
Oh, great. He fucked her.
But unusually, she's not a real stunner. In fact, quite the opposite.
Sounds like an arsehole. Quite
she
good.
dresses like
Maybe
a
a good
70s.
Samaritan.
She dresses like a 70s tramp with long brown skirts and tops that her fat arms seem to spill out of. Bizarrely though, my cock starts to twitch whenever I see her.
Get that looked at, mate.
Yeah, that's your chlamydia, mate.
So did he fuck her and win the sweepstake?
I'm assuming so. Yeah. Should we read on?
I need to know what happened now.
I didn't tell the lads. Sorry.
So she gave me a cough.
I didn't tell the lads as they take the piss out of me for something rotten. But I bet. But the bet gave me a perfect opportunity. I took her out for a pint after work. She downed 4 in an hour, and one thing led to another.
Wow.
We started snogging and rubbing each other bits under the table. She didn't seem to be shy about being seen as there were other people behind the pub. Anyway, then we went back to my flat, and we were barely in the door when she was tugging my belt and pulling my cock out of my pants. She gave the tip an expert bit of licking.
Wow.
before we shuffled over to the sofa, and I eased off her knickers and bra.
Eased off. Oh, like
with a bit of
sit down and make a noise. Ooh.
With a bit of fairly deft manoeuvring, I managed to part her love lips and slide deep into her hole.
Boy, why?
It felt surprisingly good, and she writhed and moaned better than any babe I've ever had. I held on as long as I could, but when she licked my ear, gripped my arse cheeks, and begged me to come, I did, like a grunting animal. She turned out to be a right nympho, wanking and sucking me back to full strength, then riding me into another climax. All good fun. But next day, she found out about the bet, and she won't do me again. What should I do? Share your winnings with her for a start.
Oh wow, there you go. You should.
That's one of those classics. What's that fucking film? She's all that. She's all that.
I don't know.
They had the bet to make. Like, the nerdy girl hot.
Isn't that a 10 things I hate?
Basically
that.
They've taken she's all that and just fucking.
Oh man!
Put things like love lips in there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous when they put stuff like that in there. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. He's called them love lips and said parked in her.
Yeah. What I think we should also do is we should take a different agony aunt. Like, like we usually find one where someone's cheated on someone or something like that.
Yeah.
And the bit where it's just like, oh, we had expert, passionate sex. We'll go basically from there, we'll just start writing.
Improv.
She took my plank of meat right down her throat.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, good luck to him and her. I hope they sort out them crazy
kids. I think for that, I think he should use the money to take her out for a meal and maybe buy her something like flowers or something like suggestive lingerie. If she's a bit of a nymph.
Yeah,
she's a bit fucking tetchy about a bet.
She won't take much coaching, I don't think.
No.
Much coaching.
No.
Anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of the show. It does. Thank you for listening and coming us on this paranormal journey where
coming on
with us.
Coming on us in this paranormal adventure via my
dripping with ghouls. Oh, but I would. Where we went to such magical places as Nibriu, the depths of the ocean, and we went to North Carolina as well, which is nice.
Yeah, yes, it's a lovely place. It's good food, good chicken.
Good Sasquatch.
Yeah, good Sasquatch.
Good Sasquatch.
And lizard men.
Lizard man.
Lizard man,
pub. Lizard man.
We'll have to keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, because that's happening.
That's coming in soon.
Like the 20th, 21st. It happens.
Keep an eye out for more lizard men.
I'll follow it up and I'll see if there actually was any more sightings.
Good stuff. You do that.
Oh, great. Okay, well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Yes,
we'll be back, and as always, hit us up on Facebook and Twitter, OCG, search us, listen to us, love us.
Stitcher, Libsyn,
give us
SoundCloud, it's still there.
Yeah, SoundCloud, as of at this point, it's still there. Apparently
go out
saved.
And do us a favour, go out and listen to it on SoundCloud.
Because no one does, but we get to listen everywhere else. If you're listening on iTunes, do give us a fucking rate or review. It does actually fucking help.
Yeah, and
does help.
And then once you're done on iTunes, click that, close that down, go on Google, type in redbubble.com and buy some fucking t-shirts.
Yeah, we don't buy us, buy yourself one.
Yeah, just in general.
You can buy us one if you want. That's the point.
Yeah, we're on there, but there's also some really good stuff like I don't know.
What else is there, Joe?
Whatever you want. Basically.
You can get a nice little single-eyes clock.
Just try and test it. Type it in and just see what happens.
See what you can find.
Blue waffle. Get that on a t-shirt. Sorted.
Don't get that on the t-shirt.
I've been waffling Joe Jackson.
Oh man, and I've been blue Greg Armstrong. I've been blue in the face Greg Armstrong.
Blue in the face.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Holla.
Bye.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or BritpodScene on Twitter to find out more.
The All Seeing Guys podcast is part of Podnose, the UK's leading independent entertainment podcasting network. For episode archives of the All Seeing Guys and all of the shows on the network, visit us at www.podnose.com. You can also follow us on Twitter via @podnose or send us an email via admin@podnose.com.